evening of the sun, everybody. The name is Blue Fang, and welcome back to some more of the Hunger Games Simulator. Last time, we had done Adventure Time characters, and I completely forgot who suggested this episode, so give me a second. Animal Jam 127 on YouTube is the person who did it, and so I thank you for that kindly. Anyways, we're doing indie video game characters. For those of you who don't know, indie essentially means small studio, not well-known characters. You know, small-time devs who made it, and these are games that hit the big popularity. Let's start with Steve Minecraft. Yes, Mojang was a Swedish company before it was bought by Microsoft. Sans Undertale, Tony Fox. The Octane, Rocket League. The Knight, Hollow Knight. Madeline, Celeste. Hat Kid, A Hat in Time. The Terrarian, Terraria. Shovel Knight, Shovel Knight. Isaac, The Binding of Isaac. Cuphead from Cuphead, Don't Deal with the Devil. And one of the two people I'm rooting for because I've actually extensively played a lot of Cuphead. Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's. Shantae, the half-genie hero. Little Kitty from Little Kitty in the Big City. That's a cute name. Glide from Glide the Dragon. Crewmate from A Mistake. Zagirius from Hades. Ori from Ori and the Blind Forest. Goose from an untitled Goose Game. May. I completely forget what yours called. Pilgor from Goat Simulator. Billy from Billy Beat 'em Up. Meat Boy from Super Meat Boy. Peppino Spaghetti from Pizza Tower. And the cat from Stray. I already said Cuphead was my guarantee, but I had a real difficult choice between Peppino and Hat Kid that I still can't make up because A Hat in Time and Pizza Tower are the others I played. But if I'm going by which game I got farther in before I inevitably forgot about it, it would probably be A Hat in Time. So Cuphead and Hat Kid. Let's proceed. As a tribute stand on the podiums, the horn sounds. Shantae runs away. Isaac grabs a shield leading on the cornucopia. Meat Boy finds a backpack full of camping equipment. The Octane snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. Crewmate runs away. The Terrarian snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. Hat Kid, Sans, Shovel Knight, and Zagirius share everything they gather before running. Excuse me. I'm not feeling great, but anyway. Cat finds a canteen full of water. May kills Madeline with a sickle. Damn. Pilgor scares Ori away from the cornucopia. The Knight, Freddy, Billy, Glide, Little Kitty, Peppino all run away. Cuphead snatches a pair of size. Goose and Steve fight for a bag. Goose gives up and retreats. Glide thinks about home. Meat Boy attacks Pilgor, but he manages to escape. Cuphead and Steve manage to track down and kill a cat. Shantae is unable to convince Little Kitty not to kill her. I see why. I see why they're hunting down the cat now, I should say. Freddy practices archery. May travels to higher ground. Ori, Sans, the Octane, and Goose hunt for other tributes. The Knight picks flowers. Peppino, Zagirius, the Terrarian, and Billy hunt for other tributes. Hat Kid camouflages herself in the bushes. Crewmate receives medical splash from an unknown sponsor. Gun. Shovel Knight diverts Isaac's attention and runs away. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Madeline from District 3, Cat from District 12, and Shantae from District 6. And so with that, we go from 24 to 21 survivors with no district being taken out of play yet. Let's keep going. Steve and Pilgor sleep in shifts. Peppino convinces Isaac to not kill him, only to kill him instead, so Isaac is dead. The Terrarian, Billy, Hat Kid, and the Knight sleep in shifts. Cuphead, Goose, and Zagirius discuss the games what might happen in the morning. Crewmate dies from hypothermia. Meat Boy goes to sleep. Sans tends to his wounds. Little Kitty tends to her wounds. Shovel Knight and Glide sleep in shifts. Freddy sees a fire but stays hidden. The Octane and May hold hands. Ori sees a fire but stays hidden. Day 2. Sans questions his sanity. The Terrarian diverts Goose's attention and runs away. Hat Kid sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Pilgor thinks about home. Ori constructs a shack. Zagirius kills Little Kitty with a hatchet. Steve receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Meat Boy tries to sleep through the entire day. Freddy bashes Cuphead's head against a rock several times. Fuck you, Freddy. Hat Kid, you better pull through. Glide picks flowers. Peppino bleeds out due to untreated injuries. And I thought you were superhuman. Now, whatever. The Knight receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. The Octane and Billy hunt for other tributes. Shovel Knight makes a wooden spear, and Nay is pricked by thorns of picking berries. 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Isaac from District 5, Crewmate from District 8, Little Kitty from District 7, Cuphead from District 5, and Peppino from District 12. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16 survivors. Go from 21 to 16 survivors, and District 5 and 12 is completely down. Hope you weren't rooting for any of them, like I was. And whatever. Let's proceed. Zagirius strangles Ori with a rope. May passes out from exhaustion. The Knight taints the Terrarian's food, killing him. Steve destroys Sans supplies while he's asleep. Freddy climbs a tree to rest. The Octane, Billy, and Goose discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Pilgor and Hat Kid hold hands. Glide is unnoticed or fire sleeps without warmth. Meat Boy defeats Shovel Knight in a fight but spares his life. Ooh, excuse me. Billy, Meat Boy, and Freddy hunt for the tributes. Steve overhears Zagirius and Goose talking in the distance. Shovel Knight receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Glide sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Sans attacks May, but she manages to escape. Hat Kid receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Pilgor sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. The Octane discovers a cave and the Knight searches for firewood. 2 cannon shots can be overheard. Ori from District 9 and the Terrarian from District 4. So we go from 16 survivors to 14 survivors. Districts 5 and 12 are still the only ones out. Here we go. Freddy climbs a tree to rest. Sans cooks his food before putting his fire out. Goose shoots an arrow into Hat Kid's head. Fuck you, Goose. Fuck you. The worst part is that that's totally in character. Meat Boy cries himself to sleep. Billy, Pilgor, Steve, and Shovel Knight and Zagirius sleep in shifts. The Octane and May tell stories about themselves to each other. Glide receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor, and the Knight tries to treat her infection. Glide sprains his ankle running away from Billy. Sans is unable to convince the Knight to not kill him. Zagirius ambushes May and kills her. Pilgor begs for the Octane to kill him. He refuses, keeping Pilgor's alive. Meat Boy's trap kills Shovel Knight. Freddy and Goose work together for the day as Steve picks flowers. 4 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Hat Kid from District 3, Sans from District 1, May from District 10, and Shovel Knight from District 4. With that, we go from 14 survivors to 10 survivors, and District 4 joins 5 and 6 in being complete losers. I think 11 is the only one that has all of its members standing. Goose receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Zagirius questions his sanity. Meat Boy starts a fire. The Knight, Pilgor, and the Octane discuss the games what might happen in the morning. Glide starts a fire. Steve receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Freddy questions his sanity as Billy receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Glide defeats Octane in a fight but spares his life. Zagirius receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. The Knight and Pilgor hunt for other tributes. Steve, Billy, and Freddy hunt for other tributes. Goose injures himself. Meat Boy accidentally steps on a landmine. 1 cannon shot can be heard in the distance, and it's Meat Boy from District 11. So, District 11 is no longer completely healthy. Districts 4, 5, and 12 are completely out. And we go from 10 survivors to 9. Don't let the Goose win. The Octane and Glide run into each other and decide truce for the night. Zagirius begs for the Knight to kill him. She refuses, keeping Zagirius alive. Freddy falls into a pit and dies. Good. Steve and Goose huddle for warmth. Billy and Pilgor hold hands. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from Tribute's families. Glide decides not to go to the feast. Pilgor destroys Steve's memoirs out of spite. Zagirius decides not to go to the feast. Goose convinces Billy to not kill her, only to kill her instead. So Billy is dead. Damn it. As the Octane and the Knight decide not to go. I want the Goose to lose. The Octane receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Pilgor stalks the Knight. Glide hunts for the tributes. Goose searches for firewood. Zagirius receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Steve tries to sleep through the entire day, but he can't because of the rules of his game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 survivors. Alright. Oh shit, carnivorous squirrels start attacking the tributes. Pilgor uses the squirrels to his advantage, shoving Steve into them. Goose survives. Zagirius, in agony, kills Gloud so he does not have to be attacked by the squirrels. The Octane survives. The Knight tries to kill as many squirrels as she can, but there are too many. 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Freddy from District 6, Billy from District 11, Steve from District 1, Glide from District 7, and the Knight from District 2. So, we have 4 survivors still standing as Districts 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, and 12 are completely out. 4 survivors. Oh boy. The Goose is still one of them. Goose is awoken by nightmares. Pilgor receives a medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Zagirius receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. The Octane falls into a pit and dies. I want to point out, we have literal joke character that is a goat, a demigod trying to become a god killer, and a fucking goose in the final 3. A goat, a goose, and a god killer. Pilgor sprains his ankle running away from Zagirius, and Goose searches for a water source. 1 cannon shot can be heard in the distance. The Octane from District 2. So now we go from 4 survivors to 3 survivors. 2 joins the rest of the districts in being dead. Oh boy. Zagirius receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Same with Goose. But Pilgor gets medical supplies. Zagirius, Pilgor, and Goose hunt for the tributes. There are no other tributes. It's just the 3 of you. Somehow, it's just the 3 of you. No cannon shots. Because you're hunting the other 3. Goose receives fresh food. Zagirius gets clean water. And Pilgor thinks about home. Pilgor practices archery. Goose unknowingly eats toxic berries. And Zagirius dies from thirst. 2 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Goose from District 9 and Zagirius from District 8. Meaning the winner is Pilgor from District 10. At least the Goose didn't win. At least the Goose didn't win. So anyway, here we are. Placements. In 24th, Madeline. In 23rd, a cat. In 22nd, Shantae. In 21st, Isaac. In 20th, a mistake. In 19th with 1 kill, a little kitty. In 18th with 1 kill, Cuphead. In 17th with 1 kill, Peppino. In 16th, Ori. In 15th, the Terrarian. In 14th, Hat Kid. In 13th, Sans. In 12th with a kill, May. In 11th, Shovel Knight. In 10th with a kill, Meat Boy. In 9th with a kill, Freddy. In 8th, Billy. In 7th with a kill, Steve. In 6th, Glide. In 5th with 2 kills, the Knight. In 4th, our farthest going pacifist this run is the Octane. In 3rd with 2 kills, the Untitled Goose. In 2nd with 4 kills, the Slayer of Hades, Zagirius. And the winner with 1 kill, Mr. Video Game Joke himself, Pilgor. Here's the summary, longer than usual. District placements: in 12th, 5, in 11th, 12, in 10th, 3, in 9th, 4, in 8th, 6, in 7th, 11, in 6th, 1, in 5th, 7, in 4th, 2, in 3rd, 9, in 2nd, 8, and in 1st, 10. There you have it, folks. That's going to conclude the Indie Video Games Hunger Games Simulator. I don't know what I'm going to call it. Probably just Indie Games Hunger Games Simulator. Thank you once again to Animal Jam for the suggestion. And in the next episode of the Hunger Games, I need to check that too. I came in unprepared. We are doing Steven Universe characters, so stay tuned for that. But until that time happens, the name is Blue Fang, and I bid you all a good west positioning of the sun, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.